Starbucks CEO, this is back in March 2022. They brought Howard Schultz back because they were trying to unionize Starbucks, which has been working, by the way. And that you don't hear much of it in the press. But, and every time we cover, anyway, exclusive in a leaked video call, CEO Starbucks Howard Schultz begged managers to increase their union busting. The billionaire CEO blasted unionizing. Hourly employees are so-called workers and some outside force that's going to dictate or disrupt who we are and what we do. Let's listen.
We've always managed to overcome the obstacles, the challenges. The resiliency of the company is directly related to the leadership that you have provided. But the challenges right now are real and they're in front of us. And the challenges are multiple. The pandemic, a post-pandemic customer, the relationship we have with our customers, competitive threats, and now a new outside force that's trying desperately to disrupt our company. Well, I believe in Starbucks more than ever because I believe in all of you. My faith and confidence in the future of Starbucks is based on my faith and confidence in you, not some outside force that's going to dictate or disrupt what we are and who we are and what we do.
I like that he got the Peter Dinklage of sign language so all the deaf employees can hear, can know that he's telling them not to join a union. What we do is not pay you enough.
I believe in you, not some outside force. You mean the union? That's what he means.
It sounds like if you slavery days, I don't want an outside force, the union coming in, because I believe in you.
So in this leaked call, Starbucks CEO smeared the workers, SBW Workers United, with baseless rumors. Let's listen.
One of the responsibilities in this changing world that we have right now of a store manager, of a district manager, of an RDO, is to really understand who the people in our stores are, to talk to them specifically about the role and responsibility that we have as a company to them and their families, and to encourage them to really understand what it might mean to vote for a union. And so it's critically important that everyone...
It would probably mean that they would have more of a say in how they get treated at work, and they would probably get better benefits and higher wages. That's what historically is shown when people join unions. That's what happens.
And by the way, at Starbucks, do you think there's people... I know there's jobs where people are like, I maybe don't want a union. Starbucks ain't one of them jobs.
No.
You're, I have a great career here. That
no, they all want a union.
Come on, man.
Chooses to vote. Now, there are stories, I wasn't there, but there are stories that people potentially have been bullied not to vote. Think about that. That's not the Starbucks way.
So what is he saying there? Is he saying some people have been bullied not to vote for a union? We don't want to, is he trying to pretend that they're not bullying people?
I don't know.
Is that what he's saying?
I'd be wild of him to even bring it up if he's...
Well, according to this, they said, I wasn't there, but there are stories that people potentially had been bullied not to vote. Starbucks has been charged with illegally pressuring workers to vote against the union. So that's what he's trying to say. Yes. That would be horrible. I wouldn't see it.
I'm shocked.
I'm shocked. There's gambling going on here. That's what that is.
Why would you have had to be there to bully that while you're making a video to do it now?
To tell people to do it. Here's another one. Roseanne Williams, Starbucks president for North America, joined Schultz for the call. She told managers, it is your number one responsibility to persuade store employees to vote no.
Uh-oh.
She then claims there has been zero union busting. And the NLRB disagrees.
It's like gain of function. I didn't do it. I had somebody else do it. And
Echo Health Alliance.
Yeah.
Qualified virologists up and down the chain say it's not gain of function. Up and down the chain? You mean people you hired personally? Yeah.
All of us are watching social media and all the stories that are coming out and the tweets.
I love these people who look super woke. And but what all they're doing is in service of screwing workers.
I bet you she hashtag believes women except for about this.
About this?
Yeah.
Coming out and the stories that I know personally. I have been in those stores with those partners. I have not seen some of the stories that people are saying are truths. Please Do your role as a store manager. Make sure your partners get balanced information about what's going on, especially in this role of us union busting all over the country. I was in Buffalo for 4 months with our proud partners in Buffalo. I saw day to day what those partners did to run the very best stores they could, all the culture and their love in the community and their coffee. Proud Starbucks partners. There was no union busting going on there. We're just trying to make sure that
they fired the guy. They fired the people who were starting the union in Buffalo. And she's saying they're just doing great jobs. We didn't union bust.
Okay, does she go as undercover boss to see this?
Right.
Because I'm sure, one, you wouldn't get a straight anything. Two, partner, our culture. These are all things in lieu of paying you.
Yes.
You get to be part.
You get to be called a partner.
Vice used to have the class ring they would give you instead of money.
No kidding?
Yeah, the Vice class ring. Yeah.
Single partner has a right to have their voice heard. So please, partners, don't believe everything you see in social media. For those of you that have reached out, it's heartbreaking. It's heartbreaking for me to see and hear how that
you guys are going to unionize and get some of the profits for the workers. It breaks my heart.
Like a partner would get, by the way?
Like a partner.
Yeah.
So if they're really partners, by the way, Howard Schultz is a billionaire. Think about that. Okay.
Partners are talking about the company that I love. It's heartbreaking to hear those that don't know who we are say things that I know not to be true.
You're displaying that's who you are with every word of partner nonsense culture.
Yes.
All you got to do is read between the lines this much, which it's a boring job. There's plenty. You can do that easily.
Starbucks says employees getting new benefits, but not at stores that are unionizing. You're not union busting? That's not union busting? Starbucks displayed egregious and widespread misconduct in union fights, says a judge. Oopsie. Turns out this lady's a fucking liar. Turns out this guy's a fucking liar. These guys are motherfuckers who want to screw workers. And they lie to you while doing it with their crew neck sweaters and their fucking ridiculous haircuts and their red plaid jackets and their She's a fucking liar. Anti-worker bullshitting liar.
Hey, I want to talk to all our coffee ninjas out there today.
All of our ninjas deserve to be heard.
They all have like a stupid title for your job and that you're supposed to be tricked into not having benefits. Why are they getting new benefits at all if it wasn't the threat of a union, by the way?
Correct.
There's no reason
That's the only reason they would give. That's right. Starbucks has, this is from the judge. Starbucks has displayed egregious and widespread misconduct. They've never seen it, though.
I wasn't there.
In its dealings with employees involved in efforts to unionize Buffalo, New York stores, and National Labor Relations Board judge said in an order Wednesday. As a result, the company must reinstate and make whole a number of workers who were let go from locations in or around Buffalo, among other remedies, NLRB. So they were firing people who were unionizing, and then these pieces of shit come on and say this. Breaks my heart.
Yeah, we're in a relationship. We're I guess in like a sexual relationship. Yeah. This is not a professional. The partner thing I'm having a hard time getting past. That just seems like you're
call
guilty.
them partners instead of workers.
Why would you ever do that for any reason that isn't vile? Like, why would you ever do that?
32. The case includes 32 unfair labor charges made by Workers United against the company for its actions between August 2021 and July 2022 at 21 stores in the Buffalo area, including the first Starbucks location to unionize. The company, which has been facing a wave of unionization across the country since December 2021, must also post a notice in its stores nationally, the judge ruled. I can't wait. Now I want to go into a Starbucks. That notice informs workers that they have the right to join a union and lays out a lengthy list of what the company will refrain from doing, like surveilling workers or making other efforts to dissuade union activity. Roses also said the interim CEO Howard Schultz and another company leader must read the notice to employees or be present at a meeting where the rights are read. Schultz, who will soon hand over the reins to incoming CEO Laxman Narasimha, has been a vocal opponent of the union since he rejoined the company as interim CEO last year. I don't think a union has a place in Starbucks, Schultz recently told CNN's Poppy Harlow. If workers file for a petition to be unionized, they have a right to do so. But we as a company have a right also to say we have a different vision that is better.
For who?
For who?
Why didn't you have this vision before people? Nobody forms a union unless you screwed up. Nobody does that. You messed up. People, like, there's like wingnuts that try to put them in place where they don't belong, and they don't go anywhere. Because you have to have the workers go, I'm sick of this, we have to have a union. Most people don't even want to be in one.
That's right.
They have to be in one.
They don't want to pay the dues.
I don't want to pay dues to the Writers Guild, but
that's right.
Thank God that they were around because I get residuals.
Hey, I also don't think employees taking breaks has a place at Starbucks, Schultz added. Workers may want to take breaks, but we as a company have a different vision that is better than you taking breaks.
We have a vision of you working 12 hours in a diaper.
That's right. For union leaders, Wednesday's order was a win. This is truly a historic ruling, Gary Bonahara, junior manager of the Rochester Regional Joint Board of Workers United, SEIU, said in a statement issued by Starbucks Workers United. We will not rest until every Starbucks worker wins the right to organize. That a boy, Gary.
If they weren't abusing them, it would never even take off. It's so easy to kill a union. It's so easy.
Could you look up how many Starbucks have been unionized in the last 2 years?
It doesn't take off unless you really were doing those things.
Both parties have until March 28th to appeal the decision. Starbucks said in a statement that it is considering all options to screw their workers further. Considering all options to obtain further legal review. Adding that we believe the decision and the remedies ordered are inappropriate given the record in this matter. I'm sure they do.
What if we gave you a new title of coffee royalty?
250 stores in the last, year or two? So that's the last 2 years. So they went from 0 to 250 Starbucks, and it's scaring them.
You know, if you're that rich, why don't you lobby to have, like some kind of Medicare for everyone so that your company, which shouldn't have to pay. I think your company shouldn't have to pay
I don't
that.
understand, Kurt. I'll never understand why corporations like Starbucks or corporations like McDonald's, why don't they lobby for Medicare for all?
They're probably getting some kind of tax break to do whatever Cobra nonsense. I'm sure they crunched the numbers and figured out it works out
Amazon, better. All these places. Like, why does a car manufacturer in the United States want to compete against a car manufacturer in another country that car manufacturer doesn't have to pay their health care? Only in the United States. The government pays it in the other countries. In Canada, in Japan, in Germany. They have France. The government pays their health care. Why aren't the corporations demanding that in the United States? That's the thing I'll never understand. Because maybe that will give workers portability. Then they could leave a job because they don't have to be tied to a job.
It does also kill competition because when you hear small business owners, so big companies can afford to do those things, and then how's somebody going to grow up and compete with them if they can't afford to do?
Oh, okay. So big companies.
I think they like crushing, making sure no one can come up. The same way they all like is that.
I think that's probably part
closing the door behind you, kind of, because we don't actually like a free market, even though that's supposedly what we have.
And Starbucks, is a piece of shit company, just like all companies. Corporations don't have morality. Corporations have propaganda to make you think they have morality so they can sell more stuff to you. It's all about profits. Corporations don't have morality. They only do what gives them more profits. And that, if that means not giving you health care or cutting your your pay or cutting your breaks or screwing over your, whatever it is, whatever they can do to maximize a profit, that's what a corporation does. And morality plays no part in it.
And here's the worst part. Your government is a corporation.
If Starbucks could put poison in their coffee and it would sell more and save them money, they would do it.
Yeah, that's how we got Impossible burgers and stuff. They put poisons in it. Did you ever see that? It's called heme. It's a fake blood from soybeans.
Yes.
And then a lot of Monsanto, and you get a great feces and bug flavor that tastes like real McDonald's, I guess.
Hey, Jimmy, I just wanted to add that the Michael Rosas, the federal administrative law judge, he said that Starbucks had shown a general disregard for the employee's fundamental rights. The judge added that the company interrogated and threatened workers and restricted discussion of pay. It also, get this, repeatedly sent high-ranking staff to stores in order to more closely supervise, monitor, or create the impression that employees' union activities are under surveillance.
That's what that lady
That's
was there
what
for.
that
And
was
she
all
didn't
about.
see anything going on.
She didn't see anything. If you want to see my stand-up special, become a member at jimmydore.com. It's only $10, and come see our live stand-up comedy in Los Angeles, Palm Springs, Milwaukee, St. Paul, Honolulu, Northampton, Massachusetts, Syracuse, Cohoes, New York, Hartford, and more.